Guys, this is the One Piece King here today. Okay, so we actually got some gameplay footage of the co-op online modes and stuff, like all four of the modes that you can do with online on Pirate Warriors 4. And it also technically did reveal some returning characters and stuff, possibly a new one as well. Well, I mean, at the moment though, we only know that this one technically is like NPC, and I think other ones are NPCs as well. But there's more of a higher chance they're gonna be playable. I mean, why would they add them in there as NPCs if they weren't gonna make them playable and everything? Especially some of the ones and stuff that I'm gonna list out here. You know what I mean? Um, so, the characters that are confirmed playable so far and everything, which actually makes me really happy to hear because it's like, hey, like, that doesn't mean that these characters are DLCs and everything, like, they're not announced as DLCs, I think they're actually announced as actual characters, so that's cool. I think all these ones are returning characters, I believe, so that's a bit of a, yeah, right there, that's a bit of an, I'm sorry. So these returning characters are Ivankov, Buggy, Mihawk, yeah, Fujitora as well. Fujitora definitely makes it in there, and I think somebody also said Whitebeard was also making a return too, which, like, obviously Whitebeard was really a bigger choice actually because, with Pirate Warriors 4, with all the characters gaining, like, new moves and stuff, like, new attacks and everything, Whitebeard gonna destroy even more. Like, first Pirate Warriors game, Whitebeard destroys. Okay, Whitebeard destroys everybody. Okay, Whitebeard is like, wow. Pirate Warriors 2, same thing kind of happens. Pirate Warriors 3, oh, you bet, he destroys even more. You know, Pirate Warriors 4, though, yeah, you bet he's gonna, like, go and do, like, a lot of destructive, moves and stuff. Like, there's gonna be a more added move set to him. Like, I think there's gonna be, like, a lot of moves and everything from, like, all three. Like I said in the last one, like, there's gonna be some combo moves for all three and kind of add it all together like that, which I think is, like, pretty freaking cool, actually. So that's why I'm just like, yes. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen because I do see some moves and everything that are from, like, they're familiar in the sense of, like, I've seen them, from, like, the last game and everything. Like, whenever I saw Smoker and Dashiki, their gameplay, Dashiki's main moves were exactly the same as what, her moveset was in her combos, in Pirate Warriors 3. And I'm like, why didn't you make those into special attacks? Like, I don't know, that doesn't really fit well. They could still sort of be combos, but you could switch those combos out anytime you want. Like, that's okay, because I think that's what you can do. You can switch out the combos, like combos and special attacks, and possibly ultimates as well. Now that I think about it, and stuff because, you know, um. But anyway, though, with those characters being the returning ones and stuff, the NPC ones that we did see, wanted to already get out of the way because we saw them in the beginning. Like, they were the first ever NPC characters that we saw so far, or that we've seen so far. Was Kaku and Jabra during the Andy's Lobby gameplay trailer. Like, they were still NPCs, and I was like, well, they still might make the cut, sort of. Like, we might actually get the human forms of, Jabra and Kaku. We might, because, I mean, come on, why even add them in there as NPCs if they were not gonna get their time to shine to be playable? Like, come on. I mean, Kaku's still relevant in the story. The dude, literally is in the time skip right now and everything. He's out of all the CP9 members that we see, we only see three of them that are still relevant in the time skip and everything, like in the New World Saga, alright? Like, the New World and everything, like all the New World stuff, the time skip stuff, like with the CP IG0, we see Lucci and we see Kaku. We don't see Bluno, we don't see Khalifa, we don't see Commodore, we don't see any of the other ones. Spondum is still relevant, but would you really want a playable Spondum? Would you really? I'm gonna put a big O no. I'm gonna put a big O no. Nobody wants Spondum playable. but Kaku and Jabra, I still think would be, like relevant and everything. Kaku most definitely, because like I said, Kaku's more relevant because he shows up in the CP just Zero. He kind of takes that promotion and everything to be promoted up to CP just Zero and stuff. Jabra doesn't, at least I don't think so. But like Jabra still, Jabra would still be relevant for the arc and stuff. Like he was relevant for the Ennie's lobby and everything. So, like, come on, give him a chance. Like, he's there. He's been there for literally like all three of the Pirate Warriors games. Like, give the dude, a time to shine to where he can, actually have a human form and an animal form and stuff, like his wolf form. Because if you do that and everything, that's gonna make things a lot better. Like all NPC characters, I believe that we're gonna be getting in this game, playable as crap. Okay, like playable as literally gonna be the best thing ever because like Bandai's gonna look back. They're gonna be like, well, some of these characters, yeah, they were kind of NPCs and stuff, but I feel like we could just throw them in the roster because, some of them still are relevant, some of them are not. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make them relevant and everything. Like, that's what we're gonna do. And so, who knows really? Maybe Kaku and Jabra might make it in. Okay, but, I mean, this goes for all NPCs I'm gonna list out as well and everything. The ones that we've seen so far. We saw a Kuma, yeah, we saw a Kuma, um, yeah, it was a Kuma NPC. I think I saw him shooting like lasers out of his hands and everything. Like, okay, so I mean, these lasers are like, they're still, like they're lasers you can move around and everything. And I think it's like a new attack for him and stuff. I don't want to think it's a NPC only attack. I like to think it's also like, if you play him, like if he's gonna be a playable character, which I think most likely he is. Yeah, Akuma's, moveset's gonna be crazy because, I, oh boy, I know that, whenever I was, like, doing I was doing this thing way back and everything, and I should, still continue to do it and everything, was, like, it was Pirate Warriors 3, all the characters I played in the game and everything, like, I basically kind of rate them myself and everything on, like, if they were good or if they were kind of like, are they okay? Are they the best? Like, I rate them like that and everything. Um, if I still continued to do it and if I got to Kuma, I would have said Kuma's a tank. Kuma's a literal tank. Like, I remember I was upgrading him up and everything in Pirate Warriors 3. I was doing the Dream Log and the Nightmare Log. I was doing all that kind of stuff and everything. And I think I did the final stage too and everything where like you can get a lot of EXP from and stuff. Like if you're level 50 and you do that, yeah, you'll most definitely be getting a lot of EXP and stuff, like a lot of level ups. Kuma was more like I was doing like these sub bosses, like I was all the boss characters I've already unlocked already, but you could still fight them and stuff to either get like items like coins or something off of them. I'll go and fight them, but that was only for the level ups and stuff. But whenever I got to the last one, Kuma destroys. Kuma destroyed. Like that entire thing right there. Like I'm not even joking. Kuma was like a literal tank and stuff. That's why I was just all like, okay. Like not only the laser moves, but he's also got the paw pad cannon and stuff, which that thing's like that move right there is my favorite move out of Kuma's in that game right there and stuff like because that hits a lot and everything and it does a lot of damage too. So that's why I'm like Kuma with that move, he's indestructible. That dude's indestructible. Like he's a tank, you know. But I did see Kuma actually shooting out like, these long extending lasers from his hands and he can actually move with them like in a circle. And that's making me think like, okay, that's interesting to know and everything because, Kuma just doesn't shoot, the lasers from his mouth and everything, but he could also do it from his hands and stuff, which I don't know if we've ever seen him do that before in the series. I mean, we may have, but wasn't really to a point where it's like, oh yeah, you'll definitely see that all the time, compared to like the pacifistas where you actually see them legit shooting lasers from their hands. But Kuma, no, no, I don't think Kuma shot any out of his hands because yeah, Kuma didn't shoot any out of his hands because he's got the paw pads and everything on his hands and stuff. I think with his little story there is that he ate the fruit before he became a pacifista himself. Like he became the Px0. That's why he can only shoot it out of his mouth. Which okay, um, so yeah, that's actually making me question though with the lasers out of his hands. How in the world is that? Must be a pacifista then. That must be a new move of pacifistas guy. They kind of do this laser move and stuff, and they spin or they well, not really spin fast, but like they kind of like do like that, like they kind of spin and stuff and move with the lasers. But yeah, like I said, Kuma can't do that. Not with his hands, but with his mouth, he can do it. Um, but anyway, though, let's see. Kuma was there. Mr. Three also makes a return as an NPC as well. I think Jack. Yeah, like I mean, I know we got to see like some characters in the trailer and everything. Of course, obviously, most of us thought like, hey, those are gonna be playable right there. Like Jack is gonna be playable, Drake is gonna be playable, Pero Sparrow is gonna be playable, Brule probably might be playable. At this point of what we know right now, they're NPCs only right now, but that's not saying that they're not gonna be playable characters. Okay, like, you know, I mean. Mr. Three, though, there was so much potential with him and stuff because, again, it's the same thing. It's like three games because I think he was in the second one as well. I mean, if he was though and everything, but only as NPC, you get my point. Like he's been in three games and everything, and it's time to make a change to where like, oh yeah, he could be a playable character this time, where you can give him a chance because Mr. Three like he's been relevant to the story and everything because not only was he like a Baroque Works agent and stuff like for Crocodile in the past, but he's like he quit from that and then he was involved in the Impel Down breakout and everything with Luffy and his group, and then the war happened and now he's more relevant because he's allied himself with Buggy and Buggy became one of the seven warlords of the sea. Um, which, by the way, Buggy I think is also a playable character as well and stuff, and Mihawk as well. Which is actually no surprise, actually. No surprise about that and stuff, because I knew Buggy and Mihawk most definitely would have made a return and stuff. Sadly, though, the arcs that they first debuted in, those are cut out, so, like, Orange Town from the East Blue is cut out, and the Baratier arc, the Baratier arc in the East Blue as well is cut out. So, I mean, way how I'm thinking that they're gonna do that is like, with Buggy and Mihawk, whenever we see them and stuff, like when we play the campaign of the story, because Marineford's story is gonna be in there. I'm pretty sure that Bandai is probably gonna give us like, oh yeah, since we didn't put East Blue in there, okay. This is gonna be a little bit of a problem. Like, it's gonna be like Impel Down and Marineford basically like giving us a little brief backstory of what happened. Um, I don't know if they're gonna do it by cutscene ways because if they do it by like a legit cutscene way, at least in Part Warriors 4 style, that's making me think like, oh, you're definitely gonna add you're gonna definitely add in the East Blue arc in there, some way. Like some way, somehow, the East Blue arc is gonna be, well, not the arc, but the saga itself is gonna be added in there. I feel it, okay? Same goes for Smoker, because I think I did see a pre-time skip Smoker being playable as well. Like, Smoker himself is already a playable character, we already see that. But we see a pre-time skip Smoker as well, I believe, where he's kind of got his hair all spiked up and not slick, so, like, kind of slimmed down or something, but, his hair's got all the spikes and stuff, but I think we do see a pre-time skip Smoker in which I'm already looking at it like, okay, okay, like, that's pretty cool that we see, a pre-time skip Smoker in there, because, you know, um, thing with this though is that with Smoker's costume and everything, I'm not saying that I hate the post time skip Smoker's outfit and stuff. Like I think it looks cool for him. It's just whenever it came to the to the post time skip, Smoker became a vice admiral, and the vice admirals are all supposed to wear, the vice admiral coats and everything, like the marine coats that they wear. Smoker is not wearing that and everything in the post time skip. Still, I don't think he still is in Pirate Warriors 4. I don't know. I don't know if they're like legit gonna make that a change where because I remember I was watching Defu's video and everything. I think it was like with the Smoker gameplay. Shout out to his channel by the way. He's got all the he's got all the Pirate Warriors 3 characters and everything, like all the ones you can play. He shows all the movesets of what they can do and everything. And somebody, commented in his video that they brought up and everything is that Smoker was not wearing his Vice Admiral coat in the post time skip. Like he wasn't wearing that. And so he kind of replies back and he's like, "Yeah, I found that kind of weird though. Like I'm not like he's basically trying to say like I'm trying to, like I can understand that we all like, the coat that he wears and everything at all times, but it's kind of like, it could be a cool thing where it could be like a Garp thing and stuff where Garp's taunt basically was like Garp's taunt was basically where he goes and throws off his Marine Vice Admiral coat and everything, and I don't know if you can like I don't know if he puts it back on or not. Um but yeah, he kind of just throws it off and everything. He's kind of all like, "Nope, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's slowing me down." You know, with Smoker, it could be the same way where it's kind of like, "Yeah, I don't need this for a while. It's slowing me down and stuff. I could just wear, what I'm wearing with this coat and stuff, and I could just do all that." And I kind of agreed with that. I was like, yeah, Smoker could do the same thing, like as a taunt or something, where, he'll go and throw off the Vice Admiral coat, still wearing, either the jacket or something, like kind of underneath and everything with the coat. But it's like, yeah, kind of just throws off the coat, and it's all like, yeah, it's like, all right, man, it's like, let's get serious, you know. But yeah. But anyway, though, was the Smoker and stuff with that. Um, trying to, like I'm trying to also think of other characters and stuff too, because it was like, well, Jack and Parrot. Yeah, I would like to say a lot of the characters from the trailer that we saw and everything. And I think the only one that wasn't from the trailer was Kid. That Kid was apparently like he was in the gameplay and stuff. Like I think it was either screenshots or it was in the trailer period. But Kid was there, and I was kind of like, well, it's like we knew Kid was gonna show up at some point and everything. Like we knew he was gonna show up. Question really was though was he gonna be like playable? Which most likely we're gonna say yeah because more supernovas would not hurt and everything. Like Capone's playable and everything. Like Capone is playable. Don't get me wrong. I think I already made reasons for that in the last video because, he's a supernova. We got to, like he had like, relevance to the story as well and everything with Whole Cake Island. He had relevance to that. He wasn't just some random supernova we didn't get to know much information about. No, this dude got a legit backstory too, okay? Like, yes, Zoro and Luffy and Law all got backstories too and stuff and everything like throughout the story. Capone apparently was also one of them too, where he also got a backstory. It's still hard to say if we're gonna get backstories for the other ones, but with Kid and Killer though, if you've been reading the manga and stuff with Kid and Killer, um, yeah, like legit those two, legit those two and everything. They already those two already got a little bit of a backstory already, prepping up and everything like those like I feel like either during the Wano War or even after the Wano War, um, like there's gonna be basically it's gonna cut over to like a flashback of Kid and Killer in their younger days and stuff like before they even left out of their hometown where they come from, which we actually might get to know the name of their island that they come from because they oh shoot, I forgot what blue they come from. It wasn't from the north because that's where Law came from. I think Kid and Killer came from the south. I think they came from the south. I think they did. I'll have to go back and check of what blue they came from, but it wasn't the west because I think that was Capone. Law came from the north and Kid, or maybe Kid also came from the north. Probably, I'm not sure. I think Kid came from the south because I think a lot of supernovas are very, at least the bigger ones. Like a lot of the bigger ones kind of came from different blues and everything. Because Capone was, the ruler of the West and everything. Like he was the ruler of the. I get it now, ruler of the West. Okay, like it's called the West Blue. Capone is a mafia don. But the way how to say it, like Capone is the ruler of the West. It's almost like it's almost like saying a cowboy term and stuff. Like Capone is the ruler of the West. You know or he's something like that and everything. I get it. That's so funny. Okay, um, but yeah, but basically, I could definitely see like something like that during like either during the Water War or after, where it's like Kid and Killer have a moment. They kind of look at each other, and it's all like they cut over to a flashback of their younger days and stuff, where it's like where basically where their friendship either began or I would like to think either their friendship began or whenever like they were gonna start out their dreams of piracy together. You know. Either one of those and everything because Kid and Killer are most definitely like close friends and everything. Not okay, I'm whenever I say that, I mean like they have a brother bond basically. Like Kid and Killer are basically like brothers in arms. They really care for each other really much and everything. Kid would get pissed if something happened to Killer. Vice versa. If something happened to Kid, Killer would get mad. He'd be like, "What'd you do to him?" It's like nobody messes with my friend. You know. But yeah. But basically though, it's just I don't like whenever I say close friend and everything. Like I said, it's more of a brother bond. Really, I don't want people to think like, oh, they're gay for each other. It's like no, no. It's like Kid really cares for his crew and everything because I think a lot of the people he picked up was from his homeland that he comes from, along with Killer. It's just like those are his brothers and everything. Like Kid's crew are his family, so he's gonna carry those guys with him to the end and everything. Like they all follow with him, you know, and like that's basically how I look at it. I don't look at it like Kid and Killer are really close friends. They're gonna have a moment and no, like I'm not saying that like I kind of like hate it that way. It's just as an actual canon, of the story, like Oda has like Oda can already tell you right then and there that no, Kid and Killer they're not gay for each other and everything. They're more like good friends, good childhood friends, or more like sharing a bond of brotherhood basically. That they really care for each other as brothers. If anything happens to either one of them and they know about it, they'll get mad and beat the crap out of somebody that did it to them. In which case, like I said, in the context of the manga of the story, Killer kind of was fed a smile fruit, and he became Kamiso the Manslayer, but he's not wearing his mask anymore. He's covered in these bandages and everything, and he's like stuck smiling and laughing, even though he hates it. Like Killer's always hated his face and his laugh. He's always hated that all of his life ever since he met Kid and everything. And Kid understands that, and that's why he's like, well, shoot, it's like I'll give you a mask and everything. That way. Like that way we can both basically respect, your feeling of that you don't like your face or your laugh and stuff. Like there you go. And yeah. So it's been that way ever since. But then whenever, kind of stuff happened and everything, and Killer became Kamazo, Kid was kind of just more looking at it like, who did this to my friend? Who did this to him? It's like, if anybody doesn't fess up right now and everything, I'm about to go and kind of break a wall. Then you'll have to answer, because, he came back to the prison, for Killer and everything because he escaped. But then he came back realizing that, Killer and everything, got imprisoned there himself because I think he didn't do his job well or something else must have happened, but Killer got himself, basically arrested and everything. Kid realized that and, basically was really mad about it. He took it very well, well, he didn't take it very well. Whenever I mean he took it well, I mean like, he understands like somebody did something to him, but he wasn't happy about it. Kid was just all like, okay, I'm about, ready to go and like, chuck somebody's head into a wall over there, like one of the prison walls over there. If anybody doesn't fess up, there's gonna be some problems in this prison. So somebody fess up right now. Who did this to him? Like he was mad. And, it was like, whenever I saw that moment right there and everything, like whenever I read that chapter, I was like, well, shoot, it's like I never seen this side of Kid before. It's like, okay, he really cares for, he really cares for his crew. He really cares, for Killer. So yeah, Kid wasn't gonna take that. Kid was like, mm-mm. It's like, I'm about to go and mess up whoever messed up my friend's, his face here. I'm gonna mess them up, you know? So, yeah, that all happened and everything right there. But it's like I said though, with the Wano War and stuff, that's gonna be pretty much coming up soon because we're still in the flashback of Odin. I know I'm supposed to be talking about Pirate Warriors 4 and I am. It's just a relevance to Kid, I'm sorry. Um but I think after the chapter that we're gonna get this week, I think that's gonna be the end of the Odin flashback. Like we're gonna come back to the actual we're gonna come back to the actual time period of the story, and get the Wano War truly going. Like that's what I believe in everything. Like we're either gonna get one more chapter. I'm really thinking that we were getting one more, or if not, like we also get another buffer where it's like, oh yeah, like stuff gets crazy and everything, but then it's like, sorry for spoilers by the way. I'm gonna put that the spoilers down too if you haven't read the manga too and everything because I'm saying stuff in the manga. Um, but with Odin meeting his demise and everything, because they said that Odin apparently died in a boiling pot of water, like a boiling water pot or something. Like he died in there. Um, well, I think it was just a boiling pot and everything, so I don't think it was water at all. I mean, it could have been water and probably just burned him to death or something. I don't know, but Odin met his demise. But if it kind of like we're about to get to that and everything, but it's like Odin will say like, oh, it's like before you do, I have a few last words to say, and then end of chapter right there. I'm just gonna be like, oh my god. It's like, could we please cut out of the flashback? I mean, I'm not hating it and everything. I love the flashback in the beginning and stuff because, we're getting to learn more about Odin. We're getting to learn more about what he is and, what type of person he is and what he's done. And it's like, this is why, like, Kinemon and the others followed him because Odin is, like, such this Chad of a character that he doesn't give a single crap of what he does, and he's more like, well, like I can go and like slice up a mountain and everything, and of course a lot of people would probably be like, why did you do that? Odin would just be like, because I felt like it. It's like I got bored and I just felt like just slicing up a mountain. Was that a problem? you know a lot of people would probably just look at it like, well, that's kind of random and weird why you did that and everything. But then, like Kinemon and Denjiro and the others would kind of look at it like, oh my god, it's like, Odin, you did something awesome. It's like, please, let us follow you. It's like, uh, it's like, okay, I guess, I don't know, like, maybe, I don't know. And it's just he doesn't care. Odin doesn't really care much for responsibilities. He's a carefree kind of person. And it fits, the kind of lifestyle, to kind of join with pirates and everything. Why he joined with Whitebeard and Roger, because Odin is such this carefree person that it's all like, welp, pirates are carefree and everything. Like, they don't have much of a care in the world, so why don't I go out to sea and join one and everything? Which is, why he joined the cruise and stuff. Whitebeard's kind of had a strict role and everything. Like, they had a sense of responsibility because Whitebeard treated his crew as his family, in which I think that's the coolest thing you could ever do. Roger, on the other hand, though, was more like, yeah, you guys are all my friends, you guys are my family, but I do things differently than what Whitebeard does. Like, if you want to go charge out there and everything and kind of do that, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go have yourself some fun. But, if you kind of get your head beaten into the ground or something, well, you tried, and we're going to go and back you up if you want, you know? And, like, that's just the way how it rolled and stuff. But, I'm kind of just, yeah, I'm kind of just looking at it like, well, it's like, alright. Odin, like, basically we're gonna get, like, the end of this Odin flashback here and everything pretty soon. Hopefully by this next chapter right here that we do. Because if we don't, like I said, if we kind of cut over to where it's like he's about to go, and meet his demise, like he's gonna meet his end, and it's gonna be like the end of chapter right there, where it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's like I have some final words to say if you'd allow that. It's like, oh my god, it's like, well, we're gonna go and cut over to another chapter, I guess, because this is like an Odin flashback here and stuff. This is gonna be kind of the longest flashback of a character we've ever had. I'm trying to think who actually had the longest flashback in the actual One Piece story. I'm trying to think who had the longest one. In terms of like chapters, really, because I mean, Nolan's backstory was kind of pretty short and everything. It wasn't too long. It was kind of short. Um, probably if I remember correctly, it was like 3 chapters reading and stuff. Like Nolan's backstory was like pretty short. Like 3 chapters in the manga, probably like, you know, 3, 4 episodes in the anime. Not really that long of a backstory. Um, Laws. I don't know how many Laws had and stuff. I have to go look back at that too. Um, like basically what I'm trying to say is like I think Odin's probably is like one of the fewer longest backstories of a character we've ever had. Like a flashback. This is gonna be like one of the few longest flashbacks of the characters in the story that we've heard about. And we got to see them and stuff, but it's like, we're trying to see which one has the longest flashback here, like the longest story. Um, but you know what? It's debatable at this point. Like if you can go like and kind of grab that fact and everything, like grab the facts and basically be like, oh yeah, this character or this one had the longest flashback and everything in terms of like the manga and the anime and everything compared to like these other ones. Like we can't count Odin yet. We can't count him because Odin's like flashback and stuff is gonna be in Act 3, and in terms of the anime, we're already in Act 2. So Act 2 is gonna be pretty long, guys. We're probably. I'm thinking Act 3 is probably either gonna head out, like we're gonna head into Act 3 most likely near the end of this year, probably because Act 2 was pretty long, you know. Act 2 was pretty long. I would say that we probably would reach to Act 3 in like maybe in the summer, like probably in the summer, in the middle of the year probably, or maybe near the end of it because Act 2 by terms of the manga was so long that it's like okay, if we're doing this by how the manga works, like the manga always brings out like a chapter and so like almost every other week, but there's always gonna be breaks and stuff because there's either like Oda's either gonna go in enjoy a holiday or something that goes on to Japan over there, or like all that and stuff. So yeah, like Odin, the Odin flashback is gonna come pretty late, guys. Like I don't know if it's gonna even come this year or if it's gonna come next year. I don't know, but you know what? You know what? We're gonna wait, okay? Because we're still in Act Two. At least we're close to Act Three, y'all. All right, we're in Act Three. It'll be okay. Um, you know, but Pirate Warriors 4, returning back to that discussion right there and everything, because I kind of went off trailing over to Odin now, but actually that's making me question if there is going to be Odin playable in there or just Odin's name being mentioned and stuff. Like, we're actually going to get a silhouette and everything, like a player model silhouette of Odin, when Kinemon is talking about the backstory or something, or talking about, like, yeah, we followed this guy for, like, most of our life, really, because of the fact, like, well, not, yeah, I would say most of their lives they followed Odin because it was like, it wasn't like they were just born, grew up a few years and everything, because Kinemon in the flashback was 15, um, so yeah, like, it took them some time to even, like, kind of meet the man themselves and everything. They've heard of the guy, but it's just they never met him themselves. And until they did, it was like, huh, you know what? I'm gonna follow that guy. And then it started. Like, it started the scabbards. But, yeah, I could definitely see, like, in the game, Kinemon would talk about, it would cut over to a cutscene where it's like, whether we're, like, in Wano or, yeah, I think it would be most likely whenever we're either in Wano or at Zou, because I think the Zou arc is also gonna be in there as well. But either one though, Kingdom will definitely, be describing the story, and if we go and see a player model silhouette of Odin, that's already making me think, like, is Odin gonna be DLC? Is Odin gonna be DLC? I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, well, we get the chat of all chats in this game. It's like, okay, bring it on. Like, make up a freaking moveset for him and everything. Because we didn't really get to see Odin fight that much and stuff. Like, he still has some moves to pull off and everything. I think he's only shown off, like, I think, two moves in the story and stuff. Two moves that he calls Odin style. Possibly might be three moves and everything. Once we get to the fight with him and Kaido. But, but once we get all that and everything, like, we actually probably might even get the legit color scheme of Odin himself. That's already making me think, like, yeah, Odin's gonna be playable. Kozuki Odin is gonna be a playable character. But what, I think, like, Odin would be a speed type of character. Like, yeah, the speed type. I think that's what Odin would be if he was playable in the game, because going from his character in the series, Odin was kind of a type of guy that would always be rushing into the stuff. Like, Odin was kind of just all like, it's like, this is happening, but I'm not just gonna sit around and do nothing, so, whoop, just, like, completely runs to it. Like, I can see that and everything. I can see, Odin being a speedy character and stuff in the game. I can see that. That'd be cool. Um, but yeah, like, with the online mode and stuff, like I said, NPCs though, well, the previous NPCs that we've seen in the game before, uh, I really hope that they kind of do get a playable, like, basically a playable, name in the roster somewhere, like they get a playable spot in the roster, because of the fact that like, it's been literally like three games and everything, like three gens of the game. Like, come on, the fourth one would not hurt. The fourth one would not hurt because all of it's gonna be new. We're gonna basically have the biggest roster, like playable roster, like of the series of the year in general. So why not add all the NPCs in there? Like Mr. 3, you could configure some stuff with him and everything with his moves, because, I'm pretty sure Mr. 3 has a lot more to offer than what we believe. Jack, even though Jack's been barely, kind of had his time to shine in the series and stuff, but I mean, can you really not have Jack in there? Because, like, Jack can basically pull a Shanks in the game and basically be like, oh yeah, it seemed like I wasn't really relevant in the story, however, I still get a move set. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, Jack could still make a spot in there despite the fact he's barely been shown to, like, fight or something. That's Jack, you know? Um, Trying to think of other characters besides Kako and Jabra because, I already listed out the reasons with them already. Um, you know, I don't think I've seen some other characters from previous ones and everything. Like, if I see Bellamy in there, because I most definitely think Bellamy's going to be in there because of the fact of, Dressrosa arc is also, in there as well. If Bellamy doesn't get playable again, just like how he was in Part Warriors 3, Bellamy wasn't playable. If we're gonna get it like that again, where Bellamy was kind of like, yeah, Bellamy could have been playable, but we're not gonna give him a playable spot, like he's not gonna make it in, I'm gonna be legit sad, and I'm just gonna be like, this dude, like, deserved better by both the series and by this game. This dude deserved better. Because whenever it came to Pirate Warriors 3, and either Bellamy was on my side or I was fighting him, I've seen the moves he can pull off and everything by both the time skip and the pre-time skip. Some of it I think looks the same, and I think a little bit of it is different. Um, but still, I think Bellamy could still pull off some moves and everything, like basically pull off some moves that basically it's just there's a lot more to offer with him. Like he can do so much, and yet Bandai is kind of just got to be like, well, you're right, but we're not gonna do that. Like we're not gonna add Bellamy in the game, and that's already making me think like, okay, like I know in the beginning people hated Bellamy because of the fact of how he was. Bellamy was like this Bellamy was basically like the big bully to Luffy, like in a school, and Bellamy's just all like, look, it's like, yeah, I could be cool with you, but I'll see like what's up with you because you're the talk of the town, so I'm gonna see what you're all about, and then, yeah, and then kind of just like does this thing and stuff the minute that they talk something like so random like Sky Island or something like that, and Bellamy's just like. It's like, dude, that crap doesn't exist. It's like, are you a child? Are you a child? It's like, if you're a child, I'm the big boy here, alright? I'm the big guy. We don't need no children out on the seas. And so he goes and punches him and does what he does, you know? But in the time skip, though, it seemed like it was almost the same way, but realizing Bellamy wasn't the same person that, was like what he was before, and Luffy noticed that. It's like it makes you feel for the guy. It's all like, you know what? It's like Luffy, you're right. It's like Bellamy is not the same. He completely changed over to a new leaf. He's not the same simpleton idiot that we knew, back in the beginning. Because you beat the crap out of him, but with that, he kind of had a change of heart where it's like, he kind of respected Luffy. He's not completely just being like, no, I still hate you. No, no, no. Like, Bellamy is just like, you know what? You're alright. It's like, you proved me wrong. You know, like, basically, the dreams of pirates never end. You're right. They don't. So, all that. And it makes you feel for Bellamy because it's like he was following the wrong person all that time and he should have been following Luffy all that time. And that's probably what he's, what he's doing right now with the flags and everything with this island that he went to and stuff for flags. I think that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna basically make like, I think he's gonna go and make flags and stuff for making Luffy's territory or marking Luffy's territories and stuff. Where it's all like, yeah, it's like you could say I'm part of the Straw Hats, but take it as you will. Really, I honestly don't know what I really am at this point. But you know what? I'm just helping those guys out because they helped me out and everything. So this is it. But yeah, but like I said though, if Bellamy doesn't get a playable spot somewhere and everything, and he's stuck as an NPC, I'm just gonna be like, nope, not content with it yet, not content. Like that's like a tiny percent right there, like a tiny like 5% that should be changed out because Bellamy deserves a spot. The dude wasn't, like the dude has a much more potential to grow and everything as a character, and even in this game, he has potential to grow, so throw him in there. All right, like only like change that only NPC to NPC and playable character, you know. Because if you do, that's gonna make me happy. I'm just gonna be like, yes, it's like finally, because I also think Bellamy could also, I think Bellamy is also capable of like, making like double jumps in the air and everything. Like he can keep on making jumps and everything everywhere he wants. Or even or even like this new little feature and everything where it's like this territory destruction or something, or where you go in like the story like either buildings or stuff in the background or something. Bellamy with his spring fruit abilities can definitely be like, he can bounce off of them and basically go like, kind of crushing them and everything, like kind of crushing them and destroying them to the point where it's like, yeah, that's all done and everything. Like, you got some crushed buildings or something over here, like some kind of, yeah, like destroyed buildings on one side and everything, but, that's because Bellamy's been, doing like his spring hopper jumping, from building to building to building and stuff because that's one of his abilities to do, you know? And which I definitely would find that to be cool because I'd be like, hey, it's like, that's awesome, Like, please, can we get Bellamy playable, Because, like, as of main roster, we don't know how many characters in total there is. There's gonna, like, they said there's gonna be over 40, so, that's already making me think with these, characters and stuff coming in, we're gonna really have a big roster and everything. I feel like they're still adding in characters as we speak right now, because, we're already in January and stuff, so by February, I think they're gonna announce, some other new characters, possibly release some that are DLCs and everything. Like we probably might get more information in the next month. And if we do, I'm just gonna be like, yes. Like if I see any of the characters that I wanted playable in there, like I already got me like a few, okay? Katakuri was one, Katakuri my boy was one, you know. Katakuri was one. Trying to think of like other characters as well and everything. I don't know if I've ever said Sengoku really. Like, I mean, I do want Sengoku playable, and he's got a player model in there, but I don't know if Sengoku is only going to be a big boss battle. I hope not, because Sengoku 2 has a lot to offer. Plus, like, there's so much more you can do with him, too. Like, Sengoku is, like, still relevant to the story. It's not like he's been cut away. Um, we already got the admirals in there, so I guess that part's content too. Because it's not like I was gonna say like we don't need any admirals in there. Fujitora is still making it in there and everything. No doubt in my mind that I would have definitely been like, yes, Fujitora should still stay in. He just got his new debut and stuff like in the last game, so Fujitora most definitely should still stay. Um, like all this and everything, and it's like, okay, but I don't know really. Like I'm thinking that we like with me though, like the main characters I really want and everything, are basically a lot of the supernovas. I want them. I do want more retainers of Odin and everything because so far we're only seeing Kinemon in the trailer. I think it was also shown Kinemon was also NPC as well, but still could make a spot playable as a character. I'm not saying he won't, he will. Um, but I don't want just like I don't want just like Kinemon and Momo. I don't know if Momo's like Momo's got a player model, but I don't know if they're gonna actually make Momo a playable character too and be like, oh yeah, you can do something funny with him where you can switch in and out of the dragon form and stuff. I guess tiny little Chinese dragon form where it's like poof, 1 minute. You can go and kind of climb on the air and stuff and do all these funny other moves and stuff that you can do, and then poof back, and then it's kind of like there you go. Um, Well, honestly, I don't even know if they're gonna make Momo playable, but if they do, that's, I guess, okay. I'm not saying I would hate the idea, but there's so much you could do with Momo too. There's some funny, wacky ways you could do with Momo. But most definitely, I would want the retainers and everything, all the other ones, you know. I mean, Denjiro, it's still hard to say where he went and everything. Like, we haven't really seen Denjiro and stuff, so I guess we won't get all of the retainers. We'll probably get like the sum of them and everything. Like probably like the 8 out of the 9. You know, like we're gonna get the 8 out of the 9 because Denjiro still hasn't made a full appearance in the story yet. Flashback wise, he has. But as of the actual current story that we have, Denjiro has not made an appearance in the story. Like legit, not yet. That's why we're still waiting on him and stuff. And it's like, okay. I don't know if they're legit actually gonna make it where it's like, oh yeah, you're actually gonna get a first, appearance of him and everything. Because if you want the scabbards all 9, Oda probably already had the design ready for, the Jiro for what he looks like in the, in the future and stuff. It probably goes by a different name, just like what Ashura Doji goes by. Because Doji goes by freaking Shuten Maru, and it's like, okay, you know? Um, but yeah, I do want to see all the other scabbards. I do want to see them and everything as playable characters because, that'd be pretty cool. Um, Probably some Vice Admirals in there as well because, as in terms of like Vice Admirals, we really don't touch upon a lot of them in the game. Because that kind of really just breaks the feeling of that and everything. That's why, that's why I could see, yeah, that's why I could definitely see freaking, Momonga making it in there and everything. I could see Momonga making it in there because Momonga has a lot of really, like, dude's really, like, good with the sword and everything. Like, Momonga's really good with that, so I think Momonga could definitely still make it in as a Vice Admiral and stuff, like, fitting in that category and stuff. Um, Not Doberman. Doberman doesn't really have much and everything. Dalmatian, I would probably say so because, he's a random devil fruit user and stuff that was basically introduced out of nowhere. But there you go. Onigumo goes the same because of his hair, and he's got millions of swords, so you can create something with Onigumo right there. Um, I'm not sure if Hina became a vice admiral in the time skip. I think she did. So Hina possibly Hina. I don't know, but maybe I would say maybe with Hina because I'm pretty sure Hina was also on the same rank as Smoker way back. Like she was also a captain as well. But then later on, became like a vice admiral and stuff like later on and stuff like Smoker did, and it's like okay. Um, like I could think of a few others, but you get the idea. Like some vice admirals and stuff, and some, and we could actually get like some other pirate crew members and stuff too. From other pirates and everything. Like, with Buggy's crew, we can legit probably get the whole crew this time. Because, like why not? Um, Nothing from Krieg's crew because they don't make an appearance back. Kuro is the same way. Unless if they do reference like East Blue and stuff, like in the Pirate Warriors 4 kind of version, then I would basically say like, okay, you cannot hide that fact. You're gonna add that in there. Like they're gonna come back. Um, Blackbeard. Okay, Blackbeard's crew. I almost completely, I mean, I didn't almost completely forgot. It was like almost, like almost forgot about that. So we got just Blackbeard and Burgess again, which honestly I hate, that it's only just those two. I think we could definitely get, almost all the crewmates in there and everything. Possibly Sanwó Wolf as well as like a giant boss battle. Probably him. But we can definitely get all the other ones in there, like Augur, we can get Lafitte, we can get well, it's tough to say with Q because, Dot Q is kind of like maybe. I'm gonna say maybe Dot Q. Davon most definitely, especially with how we see her again and stuff in the time skip, and she's got a devil fruit power, and same with Shiryu too. Shiryu and Davon both got devil fruit powers now, and they're basically just unstoppable. So definitely, Shiryu, I could definitely see making it in there and stuff as like another member of the crew. Um, you know, Pizarro and Vasco, it is I don't know. It's really hard to say with them and everything with Vasco and Pizarro and stuff, but who knows? Maybe those two might make it in as well, and they might have a other moveset and stuff. Maybe it might even reveal one of them's got a devil fruit now. Probably. We may never know, but at this point, we really don't know. Um, you know. But anyway, though, yeah, I guess this will be the end of the video right here because of the fact of, like, the hype is real with the game. So, and I'm thinking the hype is gonna grow even bigger once we get to, February and stuff. Like, we're gonna get, like, more news, probably more characters revealed. Um, I mean, I'm thinking a lot of the gameplay trailers are probably gonna be like the previous characters we just saw right now. Um, but who knows? We might get like a gameplay trailer of a new character that we've never even seen playable in the games before. So, you know. But anyway, though, yeah, this will be the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below of basically your thoughts on, the Pirate Warriors 4 here and stuff, because hype is real, boys. Hype is real. But anyway, though, have a good day, everybody. I will see you all, yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, basically. Bye.